Welcome everyone out to Lawrence Baptist Association. We're here with Director Bobby Jones. Been on with us many times before. We want to talk about, Bobby, all the work that's been going into the efforts to be able to help people who were affected by Hurricane Michael. Now, it hit us in our area and we had some cleanup, but luckily no lives were lost. Nothing real tragic happened to us. We were spared, other than a few limbs to pick up, maybe a few houses that were damaged a little bit, and people inconvenienced with power outages. But all in all, we were spared any major damage. But Lord knows south of us just really got hit. And people are still trying to figure out what's going on down there. Not to mention the crops that were damaged there and here too. But in people losing their homes, LBA always reaches out to those people, and so you're still under a full-fledged effort of trying to help those people down there, aren't you?
Yeah. Initially we did disaster relief here in Lawrence County, and we had our disaster relief teams that went out and cut trees off houses and cut trees down that were about to fall and different things, and helping people. And Kenny Rowland was a big component in putting all that together. He heads up our disaster relief for our association. But then after we did some work here, working with Don Bright and some other folks here, then we went down to initially Marianna, Florida. Our people in Lawrence County was extremely generous. We had transfer trailers sat in Kroger parking lot, Food Depot, and also Food World over in East Dublin. And we collected 2 big tractor trailer loads full of goods. That one we carried to Marianna, Florida, and one we carried to Bainbridge, Georgia. And then we also had some smaller trailers that we carried to different places as well, full of food. And then also people gave just to help out with our efforts, and to help out with people that needs repairs on their homes and different things down when we go to help out in those southern counties and even in Florida. And they gave around $17,000. And so that is tremendous, the outpouring of love that the people in our churches and also the people in our county gave. But we've already had a team down in Marianna, Florida, and it was just complete devastation down there. I mean, it was just, it looked like somebody had taken light poles and just broke them in half all the way as far as you could see. And then also we've had a team to go to Bainbridge, and they worked down there as well. And it was really in pretty bad shape as well. A lot of people still didn't have electrical service. A lot of people had lost homes. In fact, we are in Bobby Hutto at Marie Baptist Church is helping head up a effort now to collect blow-up mattresses, because some people just don't have anywhere to or anything to sleep on. And so we're collecting blow-up mattresses to carry down to Leland, Florida as well. Bill Small is heading that up, down in that area. And so we're carrying those things down to him. And things that we take for granted all of a sudden become very important to some people who doesn't have anything. We're leaving out this week, going down to Donaldsonville, Georgia, and they may not have electricity for about a month. Their substation was completely destroyed, and they're having to order some parts, and some of those parts are having to come from overseas. And so they're saying everybody may not have power there for about another month. So we're going to work at First Baptist, Donaldsonville. Georgia Baptist Convention Disaster Relief has called us and asked us if we could help take care of Decatur County and also Seminole County, which is Bainbridge and Donaldsonville. And so we've been working pretty diligently in those 2 areas, trying to help them with, disaster relief, cutting trees off, tarping Bruce, just doing all, what we can just to help put Band-Aids until they can get some other help in.
Yeah. All right, so Bobby, when we step back right now and we look at what efforts were done right here in our county, you guys got out in what, for about a week or 10 days work to help clean up here, help Don Bryant, help those people who couldn't do for themselves. And,
Correct.
And getting debris at least away where they could come and go and off of homes in some cases.
Correct.
Yeah. And then from there, you've already been down one time to South Georgia.
We've been to Marianna, Florida one time, and then also to Bainbridge one time. So we've had two teams to go down into that area, and then we're leaving to go this week down to First Baptist, Donaldsonville.
Okay. And prior to this trip going down now, that first effort, about how much money was raised and put into those areas, into Marianna and into Bainbridge?
You're talking about with the food?
Yeah, with food and supplies and what all you took down the first trip.
I have no idea how much all of that food was worth. It was
lot.
Thousands and thousands of dollars, because you're talking about transfer trucks full of water and food and diapers and wipes and just you name it, cleaning supplies. Just all kind of items that people would need who have nothing.
At all.
So you're talking about thousands of dollars. Farmers Furniture helped us out. They loaned us one of their trailers, and they actually carried one of the trailers down to Bainbridge for us and had that unloaded. So a lot of people throughout the county and this community has really reached out and helped out in any way they can.
And putting those trucks out, it allowed people just out shopping. They saw it. They knew what the need was. They gave at that time.
That's exactly right.
You also have a lot of churches, again, who have given money.
That's exactly right. They've sent checks to help out with any efforts.
And you need both, don't
That's
you?
exactly right, because it costs a lot when we carry teams down there, because you're talking about major trucks and shower trailers and all kind of equipment and everything else and tractors. There's a lot of expense of going down there, but also there's a lot of people that need some work done as far as tarping their house or some things of that nature, and they just don't have the means, financial means at this point. And so we carry tarps with us, and we didn't charge anybody anything. All of that's done because we just want to show the love of Christ. And so we carry those tarps and put on houses and just all the resources that they wouldn't have available to them. Also, they wouldn't have the financial means of providing that, and we try to provide that for them as much as we can.
Yeah. We're talking with Bobby Jones, LBA, right here in Lawrence County. We'll take a short break and be right back. So stay with us and find out how you can help.
Is your internet slowing your business down? If so, call the City of Dublin for our fiber optic based internet, 478-296-1008.
I thought I'd lost my business in that fire, but my agent was there before the flames were out. He said, together, we're gonna rebuild. Our employees depended on it. My independent agent and auto owners made sure we didn't skip a beat. I mean, we didn't miss a single payroll.
For whatever lies ahead, we're always there.
Orr Insurance in Dublin is your local independent auto owners insurance agency.
And we'll welcome you back again. We're out at the LBA. We have so many items in front of us here. Like you say, the diapers, probably in most all sizes, wet wipes, canned meat you don't really think about sometimes. And then, you have canned vegetables here of some kind. And then a comb, toothbrushes. You have cat food over here, Bobby. Who'd have thought it?
I know.
Let's
because the animals have to eat as
they
well.
have to eat as well.
And one of the things that we really learned in our first part of this endeavor was that to make sure that we are carrying food items that they can eat without not a whole lot of preparation or cooking, because a lot of them still didn't have electricity or water or anything else. And so something that they can just open up and eat without not a whole lot of preparation or other resources to make that meal.
Yeah. Yeah. So what items do we need to try to come up with at this point? You mentioned tarps. You mentioned you need people on top of that to be able to go down and help clear some of this.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is that we have relinquished all the guidelines at this point. Before we'd say you'd have to have training and all that, but right now we're saying, and even Georgia Baptist Disaster Relief is saying, if you can just come, if you can just drag limbs, if you can just go and pray with people, if you can just go and minister to people, you'd be surprised when you've lost everything, how devastating that can be. And just having somebody to listen to you as you pour out your heart and as you share your hurt and just pray with you, that means a lot. And just dragging limbs out of somebody's yard, you'd be surprised, how many older people don't have the means of doing that themselves, nor do they have the financial means to pay somebody. When you start doing yard work and tree removal, that's expensive.
It is.
When they were in Bainbridge the other day, there was a older couple there, and they had asked somebody about taking care of the tree that was on their house, and it was going to be over $6,000. And we were able to remove that tree and not charge them a penny. And they were just in tears and just could not believe that somebody would come along and do that for them. And so you can hear story after story. And we always try to present a Bible with the signature of the people on the team to each family that we work in, on their house, so that they can remember us and remember that we do that in the name of Christ. And it's because of what Christ has done for us that we are wanting to minister to other people as well.
Bobby, have you had to put some things on hold?
A lot of things on hold.
Yeah, when things like this happen, you have to address it. The need is at hand.
That's exactly
right. So God
right.
wants you to change your plans and don't worry about what was on the agenda. You got to go help people.
Yeah, and in the midst of all of this, we had our annual meeting at Marie the other Sunday, and hundreds of people there, and all the preparation that comes into that, and months of preparation, and we had to throw that together because we were busy with doing all this as well.
It still had a wonderful turnout, and it was a real blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's encouraging to you.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. The Lord provides in so many different ways.
That's exactly right.
Bobby. But you're so diligent, and you have the right heart of service, and you know who to call a lot of times, Bobby, because of your efforts over the years that you've been here, your tried and true efforts, because you've decided you're going to do your very best to serve the LBA, to serve the kingdom of God here. And because of your example, now when you call on people, they answer. So thank you.
Well, I tell you what, it is because of the generosity of people in this community, in our churches, but also outside of our Baptist churches. But you'd be surprised how many times you can call somebody and say, we need this, is there any way you can help? And you'd be surprised how often they do that. I made one call to one of the guys at Farmers Furniture, and I said, we need another truck. We are in desperate need of it. And he said, let me make a call. And he called me back in a few minutes, and he said, you got it, and we'll carry it down there for you. So I mean, it's just amazing how people reach out.
Yeah, and so wonderful that we are like-hearted like that in our community. But we look out across the campus out here, across the property, and we see all the flags of places that we've been to minister. And you add them all the time. If you could add every town, I don't know if you'd have room out here. Yeah,
we've got 72 flags out there right now of places that we've done ministry or we're presently doing ministry, of countries and around the world and states all over the country.
Yeah, but you start naming towns like little Mariana, from what I remember years ago now, it was a smaller town. Everything grows on you. But and you go down in parts of Florida, I don't know if you said Lakeland or wherever, a couple of places that you're headed down there, and just so many places that many of us have been through. Many of us know family members. Many of us know what it looked like. And then we're reminded of people that we know there, or they may share with us, or we'll hear it on the news that you wouldn't recognize it.
That's exactly right. Some of those places, when you go down there now, are just, they look almost like a war zone. And, there are still people that are just wondering how they're going to put their lives back together, But, the great thing about it is that God is a sovereign God, and He can do whatever He needs to do for those that will trust in Him to help put their lives back together and even do things more than they ever imagined.
We'll take another short break and be back. We're going to let you know ways that you can help, so stay tuned.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank, big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter. Member FDIC.
I'm Kenneth Hodges, and I was born and raised in Buckeye, and I've traveled the world, and it's one thing that I've learned is how to read people. And on the first time that I met Jimmy Rogers, I could tell that he was a man of honesty and of integrity. And that's why I'm here today, asking you to join me in supporting Jimmy Rogers as our next County Commissioner of the 4th District.
Welcome you back. Again, we're talking with Bobby Jones at LBA, and we want to talk about things that we can do. Now, some churches have chosen to concentrate on, okay, we're going to give money. We're going to give to, either LBA, to Samaritan First, however each body may choose to do that. But there's a combined effort, and you head that up. And it takes so much of that. Again, you have to be able to take care of the people who are going to do the work. You have to have enough food. You have to have a way to prepare it. You have to, like you say, have some way to clean yourself up at the end of the day and refresh your mind and your body so you can go back out there the next day, because it's treacherous work. It's if you go from yard to yard and place to place like that, trying to help those people clean up, it is a daunting task. So let's let the people know what other supplies, what these and other supplies that they can either bring, or how they could maybe call and make a donation, or through their church. What should they do, Bobby?
If they want to give, they can either call the LBA at 478-272-0361, or else they can just send a check to Lawrence Baptist Association, 1882 Trinity Hills Drive, Dublin. Just make sure that you earmark that and the floor item down at the bottom, the line, and just for hurricane relief. And we'll make sure that that money goes to helping the efforts down there and help provide resources for people that are in desperate need down there as well. We are not sending any trucks down there, but when we go, we carry trailers. And so if we have items, then we will still carry that when we go down there as well.
But still, like you say, when you go, you're going to need tarps. You're going to need...
That is one of the major needs, because, even if their roof is still on their house, a lot of times the roofing has been messed up. And so you'd be surprised how many houses already have tarps on them and still need tarps on them.
Yeah. And there are no more there.
Right.
There are no more in Florida.
Right.
Probably as soon as they come, they're sold so quickly, and then...
Well, even a lot of the stores there in those towns were destroyed or either damaged as well. So,
no resource.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. So you can help provide that resource. You can be a part. We have the information on the screen. We want you to get in touch with Bobby Jones, with someone here at the LBA, and make a difference. You'll be glad you did. Count your blessings.
That's exactly right, because it could have been a lot worse here.
Yeah, it sure could. So we're encouraging you to do your part. We're out at the LBA now, and we trust that you will do your part. And once again, Bobby Jones, thank you for all you do.
I appreciate that.